to today's episode of Think-N-Innovate podcast. We are excited to have our special guest with us, Dr. Samhita Deshpande. She is a multi-talented dentist, coach, yoga instructor, and the founder of Kraft's Livz Health Awareness Services. Dr. Samhita has dedicated her career to helping others improve their lives through a holistic approach to health. And today she will be sharing her journey with some practical wellness tips and few fun stories from her inspiring career. Whether you are looking for advice on managing stress, improving your diet, or simply living a more balanced life, this episode is for you. Let's dive in. Dr. Samhita, what was it made you realize you wanted to help people beyond their dental issues? Was there any aha moment that made you think I could really help people beyond their teeth?
That's a good question. Actually, I've always been a very friendly dentist. My strengths have been that I have lots of empathy, friendliness, and my strong communication skills. So whenever I had patients coming to the clinic, I had families and they used to discuss their work, their life, and the work balance. And I found there was always some stressful moments they used to experience. And I always thought, can I give them more? Because especially in Dubai, it's like a melting pot. You away from your families, and a lot of things you would like to discuss with people. I have always been very healthy, talking about diet, my nutrition. Being a dentist, we always keep talking about what to eat, what not to eat. And I realized that I could really help people discuss about their physical health, their emotional well-being, their diet, their nutrition, their sleep patterns. And so I thought that, okay, I have always been doing yoga. Why not expand it more? So I decided to go in for my teacher's training. I got my teacher's training done. And then after COVID happened, the world came to a standstill. It affected dentistry big time. And I had all the time to think what I could do to help people who are in need of such kind of situations. And nothing better than being a well-being coach. So yeah, you could say COVID was good for me because I learned a lot. It was definitely a self-realization moment for me. And in the bargain, I also ended up helping people. So yes, that's how it went.
What is the inspiration behind starting your wellness platform, which is Kraft's Livz, I guess, and how it was evolved?
So, like I said, I ended up doing my yoga teacher's training certification from Kaivalyadham, India. And when COVID happened, I had lots of time on my hands and I decided to go in for this certification for integrated health and well-being coach. I got the certification done from Duke Health University, USA. And I realized that it not only talked about physical health, it also talked about mental health. It talked about your sleep patterns, your diet and nutrition, your financial goals, your relationships, and it covered everything what was totally needed for COVID. So I decided to go in for legalizing my company. I formed my company so that I could help people. And there you go, my Kraft Livz baby was born, helping people for health awareness. So yeah, I started it a couple of years ago.
Let's dive a little deeper into your journey. You are a dentist by training, but your work now covers so much more, which is stress management, nutrition, yoga, and how did that transition unfold?
Okay, so when I started with this integrated health and wellness coach, it was really a very deep kind of study. It also helped me realize that I needed to learn so much more, and the research really helped me a lot. So it covered nutrition, diet, your lifestyle, your personal goals, your relationships, your financial goals, your sleep patterns, your diet, nutrition, your exercise. And definitely that is what the world needed, because people really end up not looking after themselves, get caught up in life, and you definitely need some hand holding, somebody to guide you through. So there you go, that's where a well-being coach helps you.
Could you please tell more about your certification and training that you pursued in areas like yoga, nutrition, and mindfulness?
So basically, I'm a general dentist by profession. I did my yoga teacher's training from Kaivalyadham, India. Last year, I also gave the exam for the yoga wellness certification by Ayush Ministry. That's the Yoga Certification Board of India. And that covered so much more than yogasana. It covered the breathing techniques or pranayam. It also covered the various aspects of meditation. and chanting and the whole wellness. Apart from that, like I said, I did my integrated health and wellness coaching from Duke University, USA. I also have a US certified board certification for registered behavioral technician. So that helped me understand behavioral analysis and help my patients even further. So yeah, that totally the pieces got connected and I could help people in better ways.
Were there any moment when you felt like the pieces were finally coming together, and how did you made it realize, yeah, now this is the time I could, start practicing yoga and mindfulness?
Yeah, like I have been doing dentistry, but when I turned 50, that was 2021, I thought that it was time that I also diversified into some of my passions in life. And yoga happens to be my passion, wellness happens to be my passion. So I decided to go part time with dentistry. In fact, I took a little break when I was doing the certification to help people, understand all these things better. And I really found profound happiness in all of this. And yeah, that's how it was.
How do you explain to a dental patient why she's now also recommending mindfulness?
Okay. Actually, when I wear a dentist hat, I only wear a dentist hat. I never do both the things together.
Okay.
But they definitely know that I also am interested in wellness. So if it is a wellness coaching, they know when to approach me, and then I only am a well-being coach, nothing more. If you have both the hats on, that's too much of confusion. But yes, it is definitely interesting that they want to know more about nutrition, their stress management, and I do have people coming for me for these kind of consultations. For example, to give you an example, if I have a diabetic patient who's come to me for dental implants, for say, it is very easy for me to refer him to a physician, get his blood sugar under control, do the procedure, and off goes the patient. But if I sit down with the patient and explain him how diet, his nutrition, his lifestyle, his exercise, everything plays a major important role alongside his medication, the patient feels much more confident to manage his illnesses, and they are all lifestyle issues. So that definitely makes a big change in their life, and it's a game changer for them. Obviously, they also understand that it cannot be just taking pills and getting on with life. They definitely want more. So when they have somebody qualified explaining them the importance, they like it even better.
True. You have developed a unique wheel of health concept. Could you walk us through that and explain what each part is all about?
Yes. So the wheel of health, basically it is a holistic kind of a health, or we say a whole person health. You need to have a realistic health goal. As in, you just cannot be very physically fit and not have sleep regime at all. So physical health, which will be exercise and movement, mental and emotional wellness, which will cover how you manage your stress at work, at home, everywhere, your relationships with yourself, with others, with your spouse, with your family, your loved ones, your friends, colleagues, at workplace, your purpose in life. Why do you want to do this? Your diet and nutrition, your sleep regime, and also the community you live in. It is very important to be connected to the community, to find a place in the world where you live. In the center, it's you, and then the mindfulness, the mindful awareness you have about all these things which are going around you. You need to be in your now, not be regretting your past and not being worrying about the future, but stay in the now and enjoy life. So that's the wheel of health. When you have all these segments in life balanced, you have a holistic health.
And what are the different aspects of wheel of health? Physical, mental, emotional, and social health. And how do they interact with each other?
Okay. So, like I said, the first one, if I may say so, it would be you in the center. So, you are the one who's taking care of all your health. You are your best partner. If you don't take care of yourself, nobody else is going to be taking care of you. So you are the center, you have the community around you. What is your role in the community? Your place in the world. Then you have the mindful awareness. Like I said, you have to be in the now. You cannot be in an autopiloted mode. No, just get up, get dressed, go to work, come back, cook, eat, sleep. You need to do much more than that. So mindful awareness is extremely important. Your physical health, you need to have some kind of exercise in your life. They say about 30 minutes per day, 150 minutes per week is what it is recommended, moderate intensity workout. After that comes your mental, your emotional health. You need to identify what are the stressors in your life, how you manage them. So that is absolutely important, to manage your stress and live a carefree, happy life. The third one I would say is Your diet and exercise, your diet and nutrition, what lifestyle you maintain. It is very important you have nutritious, wholesome diet which is good for your health, physical health, your mental health, for your soul. That is very important. Your sleep regime, you need to have a good sleep of 7 to 8 hours. You cannot not sleep and be fit. Sleeping is extremely important. Have a good regime, a proper hygiene, when to sleep, how to sleep, and what to do and what not to do. After that, you can say that your rest is important. If you sleep well, you rest well, you rejuvenate and get charged for the next day to come. So all these parts of the health are very important. Then we talk about relationships. We talk about financial health. It is very important to pursue your goals, be passionate about them. Also have integrity in life. When you have your finances in check, everything would fall in place. So that is again one more wheel of health.
And let's dive deep into each aspect where you say physical health. What are the practical tips on diet, exercise, and you would like to give to our viewers here?
Okay. Diet, if you ask me, it is very important to have everything on your plate. Have a lot of vegetables, fruits, your fiber. You should have your lentils and your whole foods. You should have the whole grains in you. You should have healthy fats, good kind of oil, olive oil. Restrict your aerated drinks. Have at least 2 to 3 liters of water per day. Restrict your salt intake. Restrict your sugar intake, alcohol intake. Quit smoking if you are a smoker. Do not have substance abuse. So all these things will definitely make you a better person. So diet, I think it's extremely important. Start with small changes. Start with home cooked food, wholesome food, instead of going in for junk food. So I can see a lot of people smiling here, but that is absolutely important. I highly recommend circadian kind of cycle when you eat your food. That is, you eat after sunrise. Maximum, the biggest food chunk would be at 12 o'clock in the afternoon when the sun is at the top of your head, because the digestive fire is at the maximum, and wind up by sunset, and typically not eat when it is dark. One more thing I would definitely say, when you go in a supermarket to buy food, buy something which will, when you read the ingredients, you connect with them. There's so many times you see that they're preservatives and loaded with all these preservatives and sugar intake and salt. What is fresh, what goes bad immediately is what you should eat. So go for fresh food, simple food, and get connected with it, not the canned one. Refrain yourself from junk food, fried food, and lot of sugar intake. That will definitely help.
And next, talk about mental and emotional health, where we discuss the role of mental well-being and emotional and resilience in the coaching.
Okay. Mental health issues are definitely on the rise, especially since the COVID happened. The pandemic brought in a lot of worries, lot of issues. People lost their loved ones, people lost their jobs, so a lot of financial issues were happening. And people were really stressed, people were at home. They couldn't go back to work, their children were having issues, they were at home, everything switched online, people didn't know how to function. So definitely mental issues were on the rise. To explain you very, very simply, when any incidents happens, or if you are stressed, when we say you have a stress, that incidents happen, the brain communicates with your body. So the system works in a sympathetic and a parasympathetic nervous system. The sympathetic nervous system is typically your fight or flight response. So when you have a stress coming in, the body will respond, it will react. So that will create a burst of energy so that the body protects itself. But this stressor should be only limited for some time. If it keeps going on and you are in a chronic condition with the stress never going down, your parasympathetic nervous system, which is for you to relax and rest, will never be involved. So you will always be in the condition of a sympathetic nervous system, which is not a good thing. Because if you're chronically stressed, typically you will not sleep well, you will not eat well, you will go in, find solace in junk food, you will definitely not exercise, you will not sleep well, and then the lifestyle issues like diabetes and cardiac issues and blood pressure, all these things could have more likelihood of creeping in. So definitely your mental health is very important. You can take care by small things like, go for nature walks, do some relaxing exercises like yoga, tai chi, or maybe Pilates. You can do some meditation exercises, some mindfulness programs, or breath work. That will definitely help you. So definitely your mental health is of utmost importance, and if it is too much to handle, please take help of an expert. That is very important. Seek out with your friends somebody you can confide in and tell him your problems, him or her, and you can get connected to some healthcare professional.
That's really very, very important. Thank you so
Yes.
much. How about social health? How relationship and community play important role into overall wellness?
Yes, that is absolutely important. Uh, One should not be absolutely neglecting relationships. Relationships are very important. Relationship with your own self, with your loved one, with your partner, with your family, with your friends, with your colleagues. That is very, very important. If you don't have good relationship with all of these, you're definitely going to be, it pulls you down, and you're not going to be a happy person. So you need to be really happy around all these people. It is said and it is proven that if you have good social connects, good relationships, you live longer, you are happier a person. So definitely it is important, make it an effort to connect with your people, spend time with your friends, spend time with your family, and try to understand each other so that you are in a happier space. At the same time, if you think that those relationships sometimes are not working, you definitely need to take a call, assess, reflect, and work towards it and move on.
Can you give some examples of holistic approach in action? For example, how you apply this framework in real life scenarios?
Oh, okay. Uh, yeah, so if I have to share a case, maybe. So I have this friend whom I connected with after a long time, after I did my certification on wellness. And I came to know that she recently lost her first husband and she remarried. And she moved out of the country, and the family on either side didn't support them. She went through a lot of problems, and she ended up having cervical cancer. She had the operation and chemotherapy. She ended up having a lot of weight gain, and she was not at all in a good space. To add to the woes, she had started having alcohol as well. So when she came to me and she told me about the entire journey of hers, I really felt that I need to help her. But she was so overwhelmed with so many problems compounded one over the other, she didn't know where to begin. And that's when we decided that no, let's go one by one. So my simple question to her was, what do you think is the most important thing which is affecting you? And she said, my sleep. So we said, okay, let's start with your sleep pattern. We found out what the problems were with the sleep, what were the barriers, what was it that was causing her a sleep problem. And we realized that it was alcohol. She said, okay, she wouldn't be having alcohol throughout the week. She managed to restrict her alcohol intake. Slowly but steadily, she started working on that. She slept better. She got up rejuvenated. She started exercising. We added mindfulness, meditation, breath work with her practices, along with her exercising. As it got better, we added one more things, like exercise, then diet and nutrition, talking to her families, taking a small break. And we realized that slowly and steadily things really got better. And by the end of 3 months, I could definitely see a lot of positive change in her. So I feel that sometimes you are really overwhelmed with a big mountain of issues, but how do you eat an elephant? Bite by bite. So that is how the approach should be. And when I actually thought that I could help her, that really gave me a real aha moment that yes, I can be of some help. So it was really gratifying to be part of whatever little I could do in her journey. And that's the best reward you can get of a well-being case. Again, you have youngsters coming to you, young adults. There's so much into themselves. They have a lot of problems. They are into global competition. They travel across the world for their universities. Body image issues, online issues, bullying. So, substance abuse, sometimes alcohol, sometimes smoking. So, I feel that it is, you can have multiple age group coming to you with multiple issues. But yeah, you can sort of help them. And in case you need more help, you can refer them out if you think it is beyond your scope.
Dr. Deshpande, could you share some accessible wellness tips for people who want to begin working on different parts of the wheel?
Okay. So, like I said, the physical health, please start with some exercise and movement daily. Small things like, climb the steps, don't take the lift. Park your car 2-3 blocks away, or walk it down to your office. Cycle, not the e-cycle. I'm talking about the bicycle. Ride a bicycle. Meet up with friends. Go for walks. Do brisk walking. Connect with your friends. Have something. Connect with your family or your friends and do a sport which you really enjoy. Diet. Please, I would highly urge you to have home cooked nutritious meal and not binge on junk foods. So restrict your aerated drinks, your sugar intake, your salt intake, your alcohol intake, refrain from smoking and substance abuse. That will be a big step. Again, take care of your mental health. Watch out for stressors, manage your stress well, sleep well, make sure that you sleep well. The distractions like your gadgets, your smartphones, make sure you keep them away at least 1 hour before you sleep so that you can be grounded. Try journaling, that will help you. Meditate, think about what you're doing, reflect. At least take out 2 minutes and reflect what you did throughout the day. That will definitely help you. So small things go a big way.
Yeah, absolutely. And you are also a yoga instructor and passionate about pranayam and mindfulness. How does yoga fit into bigger picture of your wellness approach?
Oh yes. I think yoga is something which everybody needs to do, and it can be done by anybody at any age, even if they have any medical issues to start with. So yoga is basically an ancient tradition, maybe for 5,000 years plus, found in India. It is basically the union of yourself with the higher self, so like the Atma with the Paramatma or the universe. Most famous of the yoga is your asana or the yogic postures. But beyond the asanas, I feel that there are 8 basic things in yoga. We call it Ashtanga Yoga. So first is Niyam, that is the basic principles. Second is Yama, principles. Niyama, that is your self-discipline. Third is Asana or the yogic postures. Fourth is Pranayam or the yogic breathing techniques. Various breathing techniques, your cleansing techniques. After that is Pratyahara, that is do good, withdrawal of senses, be minimalistic, all those things. Then starts your dharana, dhyan and samadhi. That is your concentration, your meditation, and finally your salvation. So all these things together in yoga, it is what we talked about, all the well-being issues. It's actually the wheel of health. You eat well, you sleep well, you take care of your mental health, your physical health, your sleep patterns. This is all what yoga teaches about. And I feel that if you just involve in these practices, you're definitely going to have a very relaxed state of mind, flexibility, balance, your anxiety decreases, your stress decreases, you sleep well, and you are a happier person. So yoga is definitely my go-to.
Yes, certainly. I promised to myself, let's try one day, one yoga. So for
yes,
10 minutes,
we
something
should definitely do a
yoga.
session together. That would be so much fun.
Thank you so much. Could you please share a few easy grounding practices that our listeners can incorporate into their daily lives? And it's like breathing or some mindfulness moments.
Yes. So simple practices like the first thing we could talk about is deep breathing. So deep breathing is basically abdominal breathing. You inhale deeply from your abdomen. So when you breathe in, your abdomen goes out to the count of 1, 2, 3, 4, and when you exhale, your stomach contracts to the count of 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Okay.
So you can keep doing your deep breathing exercises for at least 10 to 12 counts. The second would be 4, 7, 8 breath, they say. That is, you inhale to the count of 4, you hold to the count of 7, and you exhale to the count of 8. So these exercises will also be very helpful to find peace, find grounding practices. The third one would be a box pattern. That is, you inhale to the count of 4, you hold the breath to the count of 4, you exhale to the count of 4, and you again hold to the count of 4. You can also do alternate nostril breathing. So, you inhale from one nostril, exhale through the other, inhale through the one nostril, and exhale through the other. So that really makes you much more calmer. You can also do humming bee exercises. There's so many more which we can talk about, and some other time we can discuss them in detail. Yes.
And you work a wide range of clients from teenagers to corporate professionals.
Yeah.
Can you tell us how you adopt your approach for each kind of group?
Yes. The younger adults, it's so much fun to talk to. They don't like being told. So it is always nice to sit with them and talk and engage them in the activities they like.
Okay.
See, what happens is everybody wants to tell them and advise them, and they just don't want any advices. So you sit with them, be an ally or just be a friend with them and try to understand where they're coming from. That itself is a huge thing. If you just sit with no judgments and actively listen to what they have to share, I think that is very important. So my first session is exclusively with a young adult, never with the parent or a caregiver, because then you would have clashes right in there. Second thing, I feel once they know what the issue is, you brainstorm various situations with them, and I could see that most of the times they come up with solutions themselves. So being a coach is not being with a psychologist or a counselor, because we see the client where they are currently to where they want to go in achieving their health goals. So it is very nice to know where they are, why they are there, what is their value in life, what is their focus, what is it that they want to attain in life, and just help them, So identify the barriers, how they will overcome those barriers, how they can progress. In case there are any slips, that's okay. It's always okay to have some slips, but work towards your goal. If they have any small successes, you work on the successes, you celebrate those successes, and they are so much better. When you have corporates coming, they do have a lot of issues at workplace. So my first go-to is I start with a mindfulness practice with them. It definitely helps them grounding, because after a workload of day, they just want to relax. So it is very important you start with those kind of practices and talk about how they can achieve their work balance in diet, exercise, and relaxation in their busy schedules. So that's another way. But sometimes it does get sticky, but it is definitely worth it if you can manage it well.
Okay, could you share some funny moments or some memorable moments that you have while doing yoga session or mindfulness session with them?
Yes. I mean, sometimes the breathing techniques, they find it very funny. I had a lady coming to me, and she did the session with me, and she said, "Oh, I thought only one session is going to help me." And I'm like, "Do you only eat food once, or do you eat it every day?" So similarly, if you want to have that kind of peace and tranquility and joy and happiness, you need to have this practice sustained, over a lifetime. So yeah, there are some funny incidences, but that makes you happy and you laugh during those practices.
Yeah.
So it is enjoyable.
Which is also important,
It is
along
also
the
important.
way.
Otherwise, you're totally serious in life.
So how you tailor wellness program to suit busy professionals, balancing practically with efficiency, with full effectiveness?
Okay. So typically when I have clients coming to me, it could be an in-person type of a call, or it could be online.
Okay.
So we usually have sessions per week, mutually whatever time suits both of us. And we have 40 to 50 minutes sessions for the first 2 weeks. We discuss what is it that they're looking out for. So we need to know what is it that they're looking out for, what are their values in life, what are their health goals. We need to have a clear-cut vision of their goals. Then we assess where they are now,
Okay.
and why they are there now. Once we understand that that is what they want to achieve in life, we discuss what is it, how ready are they to change themselves. It is very important for them to realize, self-realization that I want to do that. So once they are ready for the change and they are confident about the change, they are good to go. So there could be a lot of things like, we discuss, like if they don't change now, what their life looks like 1 year from now, 2 years from now, 5 years from now. So that's how we go. Once we realize that they're ready, we sit down and see what their typical day looks like. What is it that they want to look out for? They want to improve their diet, they want to improve their lifestyle, their exercise, their sleep, or any other issues that they have. Once that is discussed, we brainstorm what is it that they want to do. As a coach, we don't give suggestions, or I wouldn't advise you. I wouldn't do any investigation or do any surgical procedures. I would encourage you by doing a motivational talk. So it is always interesting to have the client coming up with solutions. So once they have those solutions ready and they are excited to do it, we discuss how they can fit in their busy day, how to overcome those barriers if there are any. Because they definitely come up with some barriers, some issues, how to overcome them, how to have backup plans. And once all of that is done, we have short-term goals and long-term goals in place. Once you have the short-term goals and the long-term goals, and the goals are clearly defined, that is where the action plan comes in. The action plan there in place, we have revisits every week or bi-weekly after every 15 days. Maybe the sessions could be 6, 8 or 10. And then we realize that yes, the client is good to go. We just have to maintain it. Once the client is confident, they don't need my help or any more hand-holding, any accountability, that is when we think that, okay, the client is confident and he or she can sustain it over a lifetime. So typically this is what the plan looks like. And With the busy schedules, online is always an option. If they have any issues, they can call me, they can WhatsApp me, they can email me. We do suggest a lot of inputs. We share a lot of information if they require. So it is all done by the client, for the client, with the client in the leading role, not me. So it is basically, I would just be an accountability partner, an ally, and see that they don't derail from the path of wellness. But usually, if the client is really serious about what they're doing, they come out really as a winner and a better version of themselves, and that is truly rewarding.
I could really see the shine on your face and in
Oh,
your
yes.
eyes when you
I
say
thoroughly enjoy it.
the success stories of your clients, how they are,
Yes.
they are the one leading their life and
Yes.
changing themselves.
Typically, clients, if they have people, if they want to go to a counselor or a psychologist, there's a barrier. They are like, oh my God, I would be asked this, I would be asked to do that. And when they come to a coach, it is such a friendly type of a situation that they usually enjoy the course. They don't mind sharing few things, and they know it is confidential. Whatever is discussed in my office stays in my office. It will never go out. So that kind of confidence they have, and being an ally, being with them throughout the journey, makes them more confident. And sometimes those relationships even extend beyond professional work. They turn out to be friends for lives. We just catch up for coffee to see that all is well, and it's wonderful to see that people are benefiting from these kind of programs.
And outside of work, you have some hobbies like Tai Chi, calligraphy, and pottery. So, how do you fit these activities into your busy schedule, and how do you balance your life?
Oh yes, that's a very interesting question. Like I said, when I turned 50, that was 2021, I said I really want to pursue all my passions and my hobbies, which I have always been keeping on the back end. So I decided to go part-time with dentistry. I enjoy because I work with my colleagues who run their own practice. So I take the liberty of going 3 or 4 times a week, and rest of the time it's all mine. So I've just started learning Tai Chi. It's been like a few months I've been doing it, and it is so much fun. So Tai Chi is basically a Chinese martial arts. It's for self-defense. It's a slow impact type of movement type of a practice. So we have different forms. It could be a sword form, it could be a fan form. And I'm thoroughly enjoying because it is so much about flexibility and balance and power and confidence that I'm almost going like 3 to 4 times a week, and I'm enjoying my time with the masters. Calligraphy, yes, I thoroughly enjoy calligraphy because I like writing, and my handwriting has always been good. So it's a myth that doctors don't have good handwriting.
Yeah.
I write pretty well, and my handwriting is pretty good. Pottery, I enjoyed my pottery experience. I started it again during COVID, and I enjoyed hand pottery. I enjoyed working on the wheel, and it was so grounding, it was so calming, it was so therapeutic that I encourage everybody to have at least one session and see how you like it. Yeah, so hobbies are very important, so that after a very hectic day, you go back to your hobbies. In fact, sometimes your hobbies are the one which are the focus, and work is just it's like a day job to keep your finances in check.
Please share how maintaining these interests help you stay balanced and happy even with your busy schedule.
Oh yes, I feel that yoga, it has to be every day. So absolutely the first thing I do in my morning is my meditation practice and yoga. Tai Chi, I try to do it 3 times a week, and that has given me a lot of control, lot of self image, a lot of confidence. So that has definitely helped me that way. Working on the wheel, like I said, it was so therapeutic. Calligraphy, it's so therapeutic that they keep your worries, your woes away from your life. For that moment, you are totally absorbed in that world. Again, I've started learning an instrument, the Indian bansuri or the flute. So that transports me a totally different magical world of music. And I feel that as you get older or senior, if I may say, it's always nice to have your hobbies, because when your children grow up, they don't need you as much. They leave for universities, you are an empty nester. So it is very important to take care of your health, not just physical, mental, but also something to stimulate you. So all these hobbies definitely are very important as you find time.
For listeners who may feel overwhelmed with starting their own wellness journey, what's one small, manageable step you would recommend to get them started?
Definitely, because this is exactly many of them say. So sometimes I feel that you can always ask them when are the days when they have less work. Find out 5 minutes, 10 minutes for yourself. Sit and just reflect on your day. Incorporate small mindfulness practice or some guided meditation. You find so many applications nowadays on the mobile, so you can do that. Just walk, go for nature walk, do something which you enjoy. It's always nice to go with friends, go for a drive, or go and play a sport, which will bind your family, your friends together. So small things, start at once a week, then you can add on twice a week. So these small habits, they take you a long way, and then you can keep stacking one good habit over the other, and that's how you go.
You make your life busy. Simple but impactful wellness tip like setting aside 5 minutes each morning for deep breathing or self-reflection.
Yes, it is very important to sleep, have a good sleep regime so that you sleep on time and you get on time.
Okay.
So when you get up, if you have some time for yourself, you can utilize it for journaling. Maybe just 2 minutes of just journaling. Your 3 most important things what you want to do in a day. Your small goals, your long-term goals, maybe that is something. If you're having sleeping issues, you can just have a worry journal, right? Before you sleep, just write whatever you think is worrying you and get it out of your mind so you have a good sleep. If you can sit for some time with yourself, with your closed eyes and meditate, it is very tough, I know. Start with 2 minutes practice. And then, like I said, start with small walks or a brisk walk, or you can just do some gym, or you can go for a swim. Now the weather is getting better, and you can enjoy outdoor activities. So a lot of these kind of initiatives, community initiatives, can also be helpful.
Before we go to the rapid fire round, what piece of advice you want to give to our viewers who wants to have a balanced life for a holistic approach to wellness and happiness?
Balanced life. Take care of yourself. No one else is going to do that. It's like they say, make time for wellness, otherwise illness comes very readily. Okay. And then you're not in a good space at all. Believe me, it is always good to be healthy. So eat well, sleep well, take care of your stresses, stay away from substance abuse, maintain good relations, and have a mindful approach. That's going to keep you healthy.
Thank you so much, Dr. Samhita, for your time today. All right, Dr. Samhita, let's move on to our rapid fire round. So I'll ask you a few questions and you have to answer whatever comes in your mind first. Ready?
I hope so.
Okay, so my first question is tea or coffee?
Coffee.
Yoga in the morning or evening?
Absolutely first thing in the morning.
Favorite relaxation activity after a long day?
If I'm in a mood, long walk by myself, or I can just snuggle on my recliner and watch a Netflix movie or a serial.
The best book you have read recently?
Atomic Habits, also the Ikigai Journey, which is the second book of Ikigai. I love those 2 books.
And if you were not in wellness, what other career would have been pursued?
Maybe social work, women empowerment. That definitely is something I would really have enjoyed.
One wellness myth you would love to discuss?
Wellness myth, that gluten is bad for you. Also that you can catch up on sleep on weekends. No, sleep is for every day.
Favorite healthy snack?
I love seeds, I love nuts.
The wellness habit you can't live without?
Yoga.
A song that always boosts your mood?
Song, I think I am more inclined towards instruments. So fusion flute, typically by Rakesh Chaurasia ji.
One place in the world you would love to visit for relaxation?
I've heard so much about Japan, so I plan to go next year.
Funniest wellness trend you have come across?
Hot yoga. Oh my God.
What is hot yoga? I'm hearing
the
for the first
temperature
time.
is really very high,
Okay.
and people are sweating, and that's how they want to perform yoga, because they feel that because of the sweat, the body gets more flexible and they can do better yoga.
Okay. A hobby you would like to try in the future?
I want to get back to pottery big time.
Okay. Desert driving or yoga retreat, your perfect getaway?
Yoga retreat.
The best advice you have ever received?
Take care of yourself. Airline principle, wear the oxygen mask first for yourself so that you can help others.
If you had to describe your wellness philosophy in one word, what it would be?
mindful awareness.
Thank you so much, Dr. Samhita. That was really fun and insightful. Have shared, very valuable and useful tips for us. So, thank you so much, everyone. Take care.
Thank you so much.
Big thank you to Dr. Samhita Deshpande for sharing her insights, wisdom, and infectious enthusiasm for wellness with us today. Her approach is a true reminder that health is more about than just physical. It's about nurturing the mind, body, and spirit. To all our listeners, we hope you have gained some valuable tips to help on your own wellness journey. Remember, no matter wherever you are, small steps can lead to big changes. Stay tuned for more episodes of Think and Innovate podcast, where we continue to explore innovative ideas, inspiring stories. Until next time, take care of yourself, keep thinking, keep innovating, and keep growing. Thank you so much.